The Suikoden series is full of hidden lore, but few mysteries run as deep as Yuber and Pesmerga. Two warriors, two rivals, two enigmas who appear throughout the games, yet never reveal their full story. Let's dive into what we know and what we can only guess. Yuber first appears as a mercenary, a dark knight clad in black armor. He fights for chaos, and his allegiances shift with the wind. Wherever destruction reigns, Yuber is near. Fans suspect he is connected to the Eightfold Rune, a power tied to pure destruction, and as Suikoden treatise becomes clearer, though still never fully explained. His motives are as shadowy as his armor, as you can also see with the summoning of many monsters like this bone dragon in Suikoden 2. Pesmerga is Yuber's opposite, golden armor, quiet, determined presence, and he rarely speaks, and his only purpose is to hunt Yuber. Whenever Yuber stirs, Pesmerga follows, and he joins the player's army if recruited in Suikoden 1 and 2. To track his eternal rival, that's his only purpose. The games never reveal why they fight, only that their battle stretches across generations. And some theories suggest they are two sides of the same coin, part of the Eightfold Rune. Their rivalry spans across games with scattered appearances, vague hints, and a looming sense that something greater connects them, yet Konami is never given us a clear explanation. And it's left voids and theories mostly. Let's get into the theories. Theory 1. Yuber and Pesmerga are the same person. One of the earliest discussions on old Suikoden forums in the late 90s was that they are actually the same person, split across time or alternate realities, and that their constant pursuit of one another would then symbolize a fractured identity. Supporters say that it's because of their similar armor design and the mirrored darkness. However, this theory struggles under the weight of evidence, as the game explicitly portrayed them as separate entities, with dialogue where Pesmerga seeks Yuber directly. Unless one interprets this as a metaphor for self-pursuit, the text of the game does not support it, and the probability of that is at 10%. Theory 2. Yuber and Pesmerga as literal chaos and order. Another popular belief is that Yuber embodies chaos while Pesmerga represents order. This draws heavily from mythological archetypes, eternal forces locked in conflict, each unable to exist without the other. Fans often link this theory to Yuber's known possession of the Eightfold Rune, which aligns with destruction and chaos. The strength of this theory is thematic, and Suikoden is full of balance between dualities like war and peace, loyalty and betrayal, light and darkness. The weakness lies in a lack of direct evidence. While Yuber's chaotic nature is emphasized, Pesmerga is not explicitly tied to order beyond his pursuit of Yuber. The games never assign him a rune, leaving his motivations obscure. Probability 25%. Theory 3. Yuber and Pesmerga as cursed immortals. A middle ground theory argues that both Yuber and Pesmerga are cursed beings, perhaps former humans twisted into something more. They are immortal, forever locked in a cycle of conflict. Fans often cite their unique armor designs and a seemingly inhuman presence as signs they are no longer mortal. The curse could even tie back to the Eightfold Rune or other true runes, binding them to eternal conflict. This idea has circulated widely in fan communities and resonates with Suikoden's broader themes of destiny, cycles, and consequences of power, but still it remains speculation without developer confirmation. Probability 40%, plausible and compelling, but speculative. Theory 4. Yuber as true rune servant, Pesmerga as his pursuer. The most widely accepted fan theory is that Yuber is a servant of a true rune, most often of course linked to the Eightfold Rune, and his destructive tendencies and lack of allegiance fit the profile of someone bound to such power. Pesmerga then would be his eternal pursuer, not as an embodiment of order, but as someone cursed or chosen to hunt him. This theory has strong support within the text. Yuber's connection to the Eightfold Rune are mentioned in supplementary materials, while Pesmerga's silence about his nature implies a deeper tie. It also explains why Pesmerga never appears outside of chasing Yuber, and his entire existence may be defined by that pursuit. Probability 65%, supported by lore, fan consensus, and thematic weight. developer insights and facts. The creator of Suikoden, Yoshitaka Murayama, has spoken sparingly about Yuber Pesmerga. He has confirmed that Yuber is tied to the Eightfold Rune, though details remain sparse. On Pesmerga, Murayama has remained intentionally vague, saying his mystery was part of the design. Importantly, Konami has never revealed definitive answers about their rivalry, and in interviews developers have often hinted that certain mysteries were left open-ended to fuel speculation, much like the fate of Joey at the end of Suikoden 2. This leaves Yuber Pesmerga firmly in the realm of deliberate ambiguity. When looking at the evidence, the most convincing theory remains that Yuber is the servant of the Eightfold Rune and that Pesmerga is bound to pursue him. Their rules mirror chaos and order, but not in a literal divine sense, but in the storylines written for Suikoden's world. The developers have given us just enough to keep the fire of speculation alive. Whether they are cursed immortals, symbolic forces, or simply rival beings bound by runes, Yuber Pesmerga remain one of gaming's greatest unresolved mysteries. And perhaps that is the point. The rivalry was never meant to be neatly explained, but to endure, just as they endure, locked in eternal pursuit. That might be the reason why we haven't seen Pesmerga back in Suikoden 3, as he might have just lost track of Yuber as he aligned himself with Luke, another true rune bearer, and possibly thanks to Sarah. Who do you think is the most relevant and the most concise, plausible theory about Yuber Pesmerga? Let me know in the comments, and next time we'll explore more Suikoden fan theories. For now, may your pixel be plentiful, your adventures prosperous, and see each other in a new mystery besides Yuber and Pesmerga.